And someone's entering my room. Okay. Greetings all and welcome to Spooky or Nah. Today we're watching another animated horror video from Wansee Entertainment. Wansee Entertainment makes fantastic animated spooky videos, so I suggest going over and looking at them. Today we are looking at The Woman on a Rainy Day. Now, I haven't watched this one yet, so we're going to watch it together, which I always love. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video. It looks really interesting, so without further ado, let's get into it.
It happened when I was in middle school. One day my family decided to visit my mother's parents' house after a long time. The house was located in a rural area. There's a big road with a convenience store and a gas station around my grandparents' house. And down there in the middle is a small trail that takes a long walk to get there. It was located in the most isolated part of the village. So whenever I walked along the trail, all I could see was a bamboo forest or a large area of rice paddies, fields, and streetlights. And the streetlights are all worn out, so only a few of them are operating properly.
Yeah, okay, so the perfect setting for a movie horror. Let's be real.
As soon as we arrived, I greeted my grandparents and had a really nice and delicious meal with them. Well, it was pretty good then. The next evening, all the relatives gathered at my grandparents' house. My parents and others said that they were going to see the nightscape of the night sea with my grandparents. But at that time, my cousin and I weren't interested in that much, so we decided to stay at home. We were chatting for a while, and it suddenly started to rain. Then my mom called me to check the door and go to bed early, saying that they were going to stay the night in one of the relatives' houses because it was too late to go back. So we were sitting back and chatting and watching TV. Some kinds of that after checking if we locked the door well. After a while, my cousin kept
Hold on, sorry, again, this isn't, well, I mean, actually, let's be honest. The size of that couch is spooky. I mean, look at the size of that thing. That is ridiculous.
pestering me, saying that he's hungry. I said, "Hey, would you like to go to buy some snacks together? There's a convenience store over there." "No, I'm scared to go out right now." Well, my cousin was such a coward boy. And in my case, I wasn't scared at all. I could walk at night or watch horror movies by myself.
Wow! Weird flex, but okay.
Eventually, I ended up coming out alone to get some snacks for him. Light drizzle was falling at that time, so I left the porch without an umbrella and stared at the trail. And at that very moment, I felt really weird. I got goosebumps at first. However, I soon ignored it and went straight to the convenience store to buy some snacks. I mean, everything was fine until then. As soon as I left the convenience store, the rain poured heavily. Holy crap, I should have brought an umbrella.
Holy crap, I should have brought an umbrella.
Mumbling like that, I started to rush to the house. At that instant, the lightning suddenly flashed. Slowly frightened, I started running faster. When I reached the middle of the trail, I saw the muddy road and the broken streetlights. And something was dropping over the muddy road. I couldn't see it clearly because it was too dark around, but something like a pebble kept falling under the streetlights. And when I looked up at the streetlight, my heart literally sank. I saw a silhouette of a person hanging upside down on a streetlight and holding on its column. It was a woman, and she was hanging like a monkey.
That's terrifying! Could you imagine walking home and seeing that? I'd just be like, nope.
You know what I mean. I was so surprised that I couldn't try to run away, just stared blankly at her. At that moment, there was another flash of lightning, and every time it flashed, the woman's face was clearly seen. Her crying face, smiling face, and a face with no expression. Looking at that face, my body was cold and stiff. I couldn't move my legs at all. The lightning stopped soon, and I couldn't see the woman anymore because the surrounding of the trail was dark again. I then started screaming and rushing toward home. It was
He lost his snacks! Sorry, he lost his snacks.
then She was laughing out loud. Shoot, if I turn around, she'll kill me, for sure. I ran like a crazy person, and when I got to the house, I screamed, hitting the front door with my body. My cousin came out, opened the door, and asked me if I saw a ghost or something. But I couldn't tell him what I saw because I was afraid he might be scared. I was thinking if I should call my...
Stuff that. I wouldn't be afraid if someone else was scared. I'd be like, dude, I just saw a freaking ghost lady hanging from a light pole.
My parents to come over quickly. But somehow, I didn't think they would believe me. So, I just thought I might have seen something wrong, and eventually decided to sleep like that. But I couldn't sleep well that night. I kept feeling weird. There was a bamboo forest right next to the window in the room, and the sound of bamboo leaves hitting the window was so creepy. Feeling uncomfortable, I turned to the window. And there was someone else. Someone was standing by the window looking inside our room. I couldn't scream again. Covering myself with blanket, I was shivering and thinking I shouldn't move. But then I heard a strange sound of a song. I didn't know exactly what song he was singing, but his trembling voice gave me goosebumps enough. It has been singing like that for a while, and then it started knocking on the window. Open the door. It was neither a woman nor a man. Knock, knock. Open the door. Knock, knock. Open the door. It kept talking like that in a deep, low voice. But suddenly, open the door. It was howling in an extremely high voice, and soon the voice was turning into laughter. I recognized that the laugh was exactly the same voice I heard when I'd run off the trail a few hours ago. I had no choice but waited for the sound to disappear.
I thought he was about to say, I had no choice but to open the door.
And I guess I fell asleep so faintly. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of the phone ringing. At first, I was even afraid about the sound of a ringtone, so I didn't come out from my blanket until Mom and the other adults came back. After a few hours, my cousin suddenly approached me and said like this, "Hey, did you hear anything strange last night?" To my surprise, my cousin also heard that weird song, knocking sound, and the laughter yesterday. So, it was not a dream. At first, we were planning to stay one more day, but I begged my parents to go back home and I could come home right away that day. What the heck was that thing I saw on the trail that day? Do you think it followed me? Well,
You think?
well, it's still a mystery that hasn't been solved to this day.
Okay, that was super entertaining. I really liked that one. Yeah, I'd be pretty creeped out too if I was walking down a trail and there's a lady hanging from a light pole. Maybe it was somebody who actually was stalking them. It could have been an actual real person. Anyway, I don't think this story is true and someone's entering my room. Okay. As I was saying, I don't think this story is true. I think it's just a fun animated story, but either way, it's still super spooky. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that little bell notification so you can find out when my next video comes out. And that's it for this one. Until the next one, keep it spooky.
Can you feel this?